The following is a presentation of the MinionWorks Podcasting Network.
Hi everyone and welcome back to Freelance Heroism. First things first, we want to share some news. We have our first official sponsor, Podcast Center LA. They've helped us out in the past with rescuing some audio and decided to not leave it in the hands of such rank amateurs. Check out their Facebook page in the show notes. Also, some assholes wrote reviews on iTunes. There's DM Asriel on iTunes who left us a rating and review. Thanks for listening and we hope you continue to enjoy the episodes.
We'd also like to give a shout out to CS Deeds on iTunes. Thank you for the rating and review. We're glad you enjoyed traveling with our motley crew.
Shout out to Bullock Bernanke for the rating and review. Thanks for the honest feedback and keep listening.
And finally, shout out to There Can Be Only One Zach on iTunes. Thank you for the rating and review. You are by far our favorite Zach.
As I'm sure you all know by now, I'm Bubba.
And I'm Rachel.
We're a D&D 5e actual play podcast. Our current campaign is Curse of Strahd, a gothic horror-inspired setting in the dangerous and fog-shrouded land of Ravenloft.
While the setting is serious, our heroes are not. Will they actually be able to defeat the vampire Lord Strahd and restore peace to Ravenloft? Or will they just steal goats and invoice villagers? Join us and find out.
On this episode, Gypsies, Tramps, and Thieves.
Last episode, the party saved and cured a young girl infected with lycanthropy and returned her to her mother. They also made a stop at an abandoned general store for silver and other supplies, leaving it emptier and with one less functioning door than it started with. But they did leave a note.
Back at the church, Father Donovic was in high spirits now that the party had given him a reason to hope. He informed them of famous wolf hunters that would be of great help to Barovia, if anyone could actually get to them. Setting out with Irina, the group made their way to Madame Eva's camp, where they will hopefully get some answers.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. It's so good to see you.
Mr. Professional,
Oh,
drop your act, because here is Lady the Goddess here. It's time to be serious.
Are you talking about the professional, the detective? I've heard of him.
Mr. Professional.
Is
Please.
he as dreamy as all the ladies say?
He is nightmare at this moment.
Oh, I'm sure it'll get better. You big you.
So,
Excuse
Adri
me.
hasn't actually met Madame Eva, so she'll kind of, peek around and wave and say, hello.
Ah, young one, it is pleasant to see you've joined them. The missing piece is now complete.
Yay!
Again, grandmother.
Chunakote, it is a pleasure. More soup? She offers you a bowl.
Please.
I am going to go ahead and address elephant in the room. You have sent us to damnation hellhole place that sucks because it only has 3G. Is there something that you can do for... We would like to go home.
You stole my goat.
I did not steal your goat. You left goat. You left goat in
It's
my
racing.
charge. And it is no longer your goat. Harry Bell belongs to me now.
Yes, Harry Bell. Writing down Harry Bell. Rachel, I did Facebook message you.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Alright, all good, no worries. Alright, damn it. She laughs when you say Harry Bell. I never bothered to name it. I was gonna make breakfast with it the next morning anyway.
I grab the goat and pull it over close. You will do no such thing with goat.
No.
Goat is amazing member of team.
You know, I hear goats are
Oh, yeah.
tremendous judges of character. They probably knew you were going to cook it.
She smiles. So what do you think of my land so far?
Oh, I think it's
think-
lovely.
I think it is prison on planet bullshit.
It seems kind of dangerous.
Yes.
It seems you brought us for a reason, grandmother.
That is very true. Very, very true. There's a darkness that has contained Barovia for many, many years. So, it is good to see that you all have survived so far. I even see that I've met him already. He left his aura around you.
Are you talking about the
Be
professional?
fast.
Ragnick starts looking at himself, trying to find the aura to wipe it off.
I haven't met him yet. I bet he's really nice.
Do you mean
Oh.
Strahd?
Yes, Strahd.
Yeah. Chunakote, like, fired some magic off at him. It was pretty neat.
Oh, Chunakote, I wish you hadn't yet.
He's an abomination.
He wasn't always such. Strahd wasn't always this way.
Are you saying he can
But
be redeemed?
alas. Oh, no. Not anymore. His soul is long past damned.
You're saying he can
But
be
I
redeemed?
still...
No, definitely not.
No.
Gore tells me that the old are wise, so perhaps you are onto something with he cannot be redeemed.
I see. She kind of looks over and she kind of waves her hand over you, and she smiles. So you found one of the artifacts already?
Do you mean this? And I kind of pat Ducky on the head.
She's like, you found the
Adrian
holy
looks-
symbol of Ravenlock, of Ravenkind.
Adrian looks confused for a second, and then she's like, "Oh, this," and then she's wearing it around her neck.
One of the few items that can keep him at bay.
As showcased on this week's 1D4 Rounds comic.
I
Yeah.
desperately wish I was still as the professional right now. Because, God, that comment would have been a zinger.
Starts playing her cards and she starts drawing them as you guys talk. She draws 5, shuffles them back in the deck, draws the same 5 again, shuffles them back in the deck, and then off the top she again draws the same 5.
I think there may be something wrong with your cards. You keep drawing same 5. Is it just same 5 over and over?
She smiles and holds up the priest. And she says, you found the holy symbol in the temple with the priest. Did you not?
Yep.
No, we found the holy symbol in basement with vampire.
Not a true vampire.
No,
You
not
knew
true
if you met
vampire.
one.
Because it was brought down by fast-thinking Ragnick.
Oh, God, I wish I were the professional right now.
See, here's the deal, Beast. Since you're so stuck in this character, I'm going to make it almost impossible for you to stick with it.
No, I can still be mean through nicety. Watch.
Oh my.
I just imagine Kavir like he's got like his fist clenched and there's like a bead of sweat going down his forehead.
He's got the holy symbol of Palor in his mouth, just chewing on it.
She's like, I drew the rogue.
Ooh.
The
What
rogue
does this
says, there's a tome you must seek if you seek to dethrone Strahd. You'll find it in the House of Ravens.
A tomb.
A tome.
A
Like a
tomb.
birdhouse?
No, more a house on a lake
Huh?
with blue water, clear.
And where would this house be?
I only know what the cards tell me. And the cards
Well-
tell me it's in the House of Ravens.
Well, find cards that has map.
Do you know
Ragnick.
what is the name of the book?
It is the Tome of Strahd. It tells his story. It tells his strength and it tells his weakness. If there to be one, it should be there. And alas, great warrior.
Yes?
She taps Ragnick on the chest again, and she hands you a card. This card's for you. It's the
I look
Diviner.
at it. The diviner. And what does
Oh,
this
she's
mean?
like, it means the sword you seek is under my nose. Somewhere in my camp.
I look under her nose. The only thing I see is small 3-hair mustache.
Oh, that's not true. That's 10 or 15 hairs.
She's like, "Aw, I forgot to shave this morning. My bad."
Respecting
like-
our elders.
She's like, "You still have hearts of gold." She taps the professional.
I do not mean...
You still asshole.
I do not mean any disrespect. I simply say what I see.
But alas, you must seek the sword. It is here in the camp. Be careful when you seek it, though. Do not let my people see you have it.
Or what?
Some of them do serve him. It's hard not to when he rules the land. He controls the mist.
Which ones serve him?
It is unknown. But please, they're my people. They do it out of necessity, not because they want to.
In order to find which one serves him, we should just look for which one's bringing drinks. Servers always bring drinks.
Oh, God. But alas, I have 2 more cards for you.
2 more?
Alas?
Alas. The first of the 2 is the beast. It seems there is a werewolf that bears a deep hatred for Strahd that you can use against him.
You hear that, Junicope? There is corrupted wolf spirit who hates our enemy. Perhaps enemy of our enemy is our friend.
If he hates that kind of an evil, I'm doubting he's corrupted.
You must look for her.
Isn't the werewolf a corrupted wolf spirit? Isn't that what I keep hearing you say?
My people have had legends of men who could change into animals for years. The ability does not make one corrupted. It's the evil that lies in their hearts.
Very good to know.
I'm going to go up to Madame Eva, and I'm going to be like, "Are you aware of where the werewolf is?"
I am. She looks out. She opens her tent, looks out. You see Slavic wood. It is everywhere. The were of the werewolves hides in Slavic wood. Good luck. Pats you on the back and walks back in.
Interesting. She sure is a funny...
She is funny, yes.
She says, "Last, I sought the cards, Strahd, the weakness, but alas, the mist protects him. But I wish you luck."
Thank you.
Was there not one more?
That was the 5th card. Was the card of mist. It conceals his location. Where's he's hiding?
Should we continue on to where that priest was that we had heard about?
You speak at the town of Leaky.
They should redo the roof.
It is a strong town. A town known for its ravens.
Ravens too have strong medicine.
They too. Because there's a sect of Strahd. They fight him every
Where
chance.
is it?
She nods.
What is next? Where rats?
Yes.
Where bears? Where...
You'd be amazed what you find walking around old Slavic.
This is weird.
Very
Out of
weird.
character. This is... This is like the Isle of Dr. Moreau.
There's going to be
Say,
where
be wary,
goes
though.
before long.
Oh yeah, if you keep on your path.
It will be natural, not bitten.
Huh?
Ooh.
All
Little
right.
bad endorse.
I'm gonna start taking the robe off and getting my out of my pack. I can't do it anymore. Can't do it anymore.
She smiles. Ah, your true self is coming forth.
Adria will look over and she'll gasp and she'll go, "Kavir, you're back!"
I know, it's terrible.
So, old woman, what must we do to gather the trust of your people? To get them to turn against the Strahd, the ones that are serving?
Buy them a wear cake. It turns from cake into cupcake.
Yeah.
That sounds more like a transformer.
Don't do it, Bubba. Don't do it. So, she sits there and thinks for a minute. She ponders as she sips her soup. To get the Vistani to turn against Strahd, you must defeat his armies. Take out his lieutenants and take out his power.
And who are his lieutenants?
Show them
Kind of like the butcher guy.
the butcher. They are far and spread. Each town has its own evil. Each area. There's the night hags. There's the witches. There's the werewolves.
Oh, he's creepy. This doesn't he?
He does.
I'm really liking him less and less.
I would never guess that from your previous interaction, Mr. Chunakote.
Oh, yeah. He's really getting under my skin. Yeah.
Young Chunakote, I wish you well.
Thank
If
you
what
very
is said is true, you were the first one to have laid a finger on him in over 100 years.
I plan on doing more of that. He's definitely getting fingered.
Madam Eva,
Yes, Mr. Professional.
use your cards to find my other shoe. I'm like changing and I can't find it.
She's like, hold on one second. She pulls it out. It is up your ass. And she puts her cards away.
So I'm just gonna have one shoe, is what we're saying. Okay.
So, Madam Eva,
But
do you have time to answer some other
Yes.
questions while we have you here?
if I can answer them, I will.
What is best way for me to commune with Cord?
You speak of the voice you hear.
Yes, Cord.
She nods. And what is Cord to you?
He is God.
A god of what?
God of battle, God of bravery, God of warrior.
Then the best way to speak to a god of warriors is to be in fact in war. To speak to him through your battles. It is where he'll hear you the most.
I agree, but I try not to use violence on every situation. Man who thinks that brute force is cure for every situation has never had mosquito on testicles.
Thankfully, neither have I.
This is super weird right now, right? I'm gonna be like, never mind, I found my shoe. I'm gonna be out at the campfire with the men. Thanks.
Adri's suddenly very, interested in a particular pattern that's, away from everyone else. So she can
Alright.
pretend like she didn't hear that.
She's like, she touches, just pats Ragnar's shoulder. We have special ointment for that if you
Do
need.
not need. It's
Old
just,
family
it
recipe.
is metaphor. Violence is not answer for every situation.
No, but as a servant to Cord, you would expect it to be.
Very well. I will take that into consideration.
She nods.
I want.
Yes.
Can I just request? I'm gonna walk out to that campfire,
Alright.
and I'm going to be intentionally twitchy and weird to try to get people to speak so that I can't hear them in their own language.
Alright.
I'm gonna go over there and be trying to drink out of one of their cups, and I'm just gonna be constantly splashing it all over the place to try to get them to have a conversation.
Alright. You're on the fire, you pick up somebody's cup, Does it matter whose cup, or do you have a select target of? All right. Just kind of grab a random cup around the fire. You start splishing and splashing, and they're all kind of looking at you odd. And
I'm gonna give one of them the crooked eye, like, what are you looking at? Like weird.
A female of the Vistani stands up and walks behind you and begins to slowly set her hands on your shoulders and try to force you down to your seat.
All right. Right on.
She's like, maybe you had too much smoke from Madame Eva's tent.
Is she speaking in common?
Yes.
God damn it, these fucking people. What's even the point of having a language if you don't speak it?
Well, she's talking to you.
I'm just gonna look at her. Huh? Like I don't understand. I'm trying my best. I'm just gonna call this one a scratch, and I'm gonna stand up, and I'm gonna set the cup down normally, and be like, "Thanks, fellas," and I'm just walk back away from the tent.
All right.
You dress like a priest for one day, and everything starts falling apart.
Well, that'll teach you.
God, I hope so.
Oh,
Give
there's more in my bag.
me a perception check, Dees, as you walk away.
Oh, shit. You want to roll it, or you want passive?
Passive.
18.
All right. You do hear them whispering in their native tongue as you're leaving. They're just kind of like, they're questioning why you guys are here and why Madame Eve is giving you guys so much attention.
I can understand that.
You pick up little bits and pieces of it. You know, it's kind of like you pick up outsider for sure. It was set around you guys as you guys came in. It was definitely set towards you guys. I mean, so that outsider you definitely pick up, and so you guys do notice that those of you inside the tent though, you do pick up that Irina is extremely quiet in there, just kind of keeping to herself in the back.
Anybody else have questions for Madame Eva?
Adri does.
All right.
So she kind of waited in the tent, and once it looks like everyone's done kind of asking her more Strahd-related questions, she'll go over and she'll say, Madame Eva, can you use your cards or whatever you guys do to, like, see across the veil of, like, the living and the dead?
I've been known to summon a spirit or two.
Can you... I mean, I don't need you to summon anyone, but can you see or know if my mother's soul is finally at peace? Is there some way that you can find that out?
She nods for a second, and she's like, I, little one, give me a minute. Let me cast my spells, and I'll find him for you.
After hearing that, well, while Madame Eva's doing this, Edri, so you lost your mother too?
She died about 6 weeks ago.
How?
So she wasn't very healthy for a long time. It was a very sudden death for an elf. But she had a lot of trouble for her last couple 100 years. We lived kind of in the woods, and I had to take care of her for the last, like, 75 years of her life. She couldn't really do much, especially towards the end. But she died about a month and a half ago.
That is a shame. I hope we never die like that. I hope it is quick and in battle.
She was troubled sometimes. So I'm hoping that now that she's crossed over, maybe she's more at peace now, more at rest.
Your mother's name is Therestia, am I right?
Uh-huh.
Her spirit has found peace.
Adri looks very, very happy.
Chunicote's just gonna go up and hug Adri.
Aw. She'll hug him back.
I'm so glad I'm not in this town.
Me
right
too. The only person that can fuck up this moment
Especially-
is you.
In priest robes. In priest robes.
I was desperately trying my best not to do the break into the tent and be like, "What you guys talking about?"
So, yeah, Ragnar
she's
will
like,
put
yes.
his hand on Adri's shoulder and be like, "Yes, I lost my mother as well, so we
Aw.
divination duo."
Yeah.
She's like, young elf, don't look at this as a curse, for it was never meant to be a curse. The voice is a gift.
Adri will nod.
The voice never betrayed your mother.
She said it gave her wrong information during the last couple decades of the campaign that she had to wage.
Sometimes the heart can misconstrue advice. Sometimes not. But has it led you astray yet?
No.
I do believe it is here for your protection. And it is far stronger than what you imagine, the fact that it followed you here.
She'll nod.
The fact that it pierced the mist speaks highly of its strength and highly of its will for you.
Okay. Well, thank you.
I'm gonna call from outside the tent. Hey! Hey! Hey!
I will come out.
There's,
Yes, Mr. Professional.
Adri will kind of like
You see your shoe come flying out.
oh,
Adri will kind of like duck her head down and like wipe at her eyes, and then she'll straighten up. She's
were
like,
there
"Thank-"
onions in that soup? Were you guys chopping onions?
Maybe. That's probably what it was. So
Okay, so we have work to
thank you,
do.
Madam Eva.
Yeah, thanks, madam.
I'm going to grab Chunicote and bring him with me. We're going to go sit around the fire and tell the story of us slaughtering the butcher.
On my way out, I'm apologizing to Madam Eva.
For what?
Well, mostly for the profession.
Oh, I love you guys.
He
too.
reminds... I will say this. Kavir reminds me of my brother.
I'm
He
not
has a
your
good
brother.
heart. He has a good heart. He has a good heart inside.
So did my brother. Oh. But he does remind me of my brother. Before the darkness.
That does not sound good.
Hey!
Barovia does.
Hey! You're still in the tent.
Stick my head out and say, yes, you're correct. Very observant. I see that professionalism coming out. Thank you.
Are you making the moves on Madam Eva? Because she's super old.
That very well may be. But I have respect for the elders.
I need to just dig right now.
Don't respect her for too long. We're gonna be out here by the fire.
Yes, that's fine. Thank you.
I have never had anyone hit on Madam Eva before.
If he wants to assume that, he may assume that.
It's Kavir. He's going to assume everything and
Dude,
speak little.
Jake, just because there's snow on the roof doesn't mean there ain't a fire in the chimney, bro. Get it.
That is fucking wretched.
Wow. Bat stays in the podcast.
God.
Yep. Breaking out the flute. We're playing a little sexy music.
And the Tim Flats
Something like
Club.
that. Yeah.
Play some Jethro Tull.
Now, if I had a slide whistle, I could do that. I could play that on slide whistle at one point. This thing I can't.
Oh man.
Nice.
So
Adrian will kind of straighten out her chainmail turtleneck and kind of wipe at her eyes one more time. She'll say, "Thank you again, Madam Eva. That means a lot to me to know that she's at peace."
She nods.
Thank you. And she'll head out of the tent to join everyone else by the fire, and she'll invite Irene. If Irina's in the tent, then she'll see if Irina
Alright.
will be there.
Irina will follow Adri.
Okay.
So. Who else? Is Chunikote the only one left in the tent now? She looks at Chunikote. Be careful to keep your friends close. You will need all of you to defeat Strahd.
Thank you, grandmother. I shall heed your wisdom.
You all have something you need. And be very wary that Strahd does not play your friends. He loves you.
yes, you, Dees.
I shall remain vigilant, grandmother.
Kavir demonstrates the strength of personality that he's drawn to. And Ragnit's strength, if not for his gracious looks, Strahd have already been trying to groom.
I have the vigilance of the wolf, grandmother. It shall not fail me.
Good. Be well. And remember, as long as I'm with the Vistani, you will have a safe place at the fire.
And we thank you. I take my leave.
You leave. You find Ragnik at the fire telling stories of the death of the butcher and the other werewolves.
Yeah.
I'm keeping my eye to see if anyone does not react well to that, or kind of gets a bit of the hairy eyeball on that or whatnot.
No, they all seem to be reacting actually really well to it. They're all kind of having a nice little cheering of it. You even hear a fiddle in the background playing every between his lines and how he tells the story. You see something to make it even more exciting.
It's like a Prokofiev piece, since he's using the Russian accent.
Yeah, completely.
Okay.
You see a couple of them actually open up some boxes and start bringing out bottles of liquor and wine,
Vodka?
passing them around the fires. Yes, vodka. Favorite of Borovia. It's clear and tastes like gas.
They use it to fuel the nuclear vessels.
Is it possible that you could get me maybe some fresh green apple mixed with vodka?
Sure, they grab an apple, cut it, and shove it in the thing and hand it to you.
That's right, bitches. I just invented the apple teeny in Barovia.
You need gin.
Shut up. No, I don't.
So,
Adri will stick to water.
all right.
So,
Irina does
yeah,
the
as
same.
we're telling the stories of defeating the werewolves and the vampire spawn and actually curing the little girl, I'm basically trying to create a mood where I'm giving these people hope that they don't have to be dependent on Strahd.
He's taking a level or two apart.
No, not at all. But if you want a charisma check, roll it.
Can Adri help with that in any way, since she's like all divine and stuff?
Well, that's fun. I mean, it's really just a bunch of people around a fire right now, being storytelling and drinking.
Okay.
It's a real positive atmosphere right now.
I want to gesture to Chunikote, since he seems to be keeping an eye on things.
And I'm definitely trying to hold the attention of the crowd, hoping that they understand what's going on.
I'm gonna beckon for him to come to where I'm standing off to the side, behind most of the people.
Okay.
In the point of the story where we're actually talking about getting the vampire spawn off the ceiling, I actually pick Adria up and throw her in the air a little bit.
You hear a big cheer from the ones on the fire. Yeah!
I'm gonna, imagine Chunicote is facing one direction, and I'm facing the opposite, standing right next to him.
Alright.
So that way, nobody looking at us would be able to get both sides of the conversation.
Alright.
And I'm going to lean to him, and without, this would sound weird to you, because you know that my character is normally very petty and sarcastic and funny, kind of. But he's going to look at you in a very serious way and just be like, I'm going to hand you something very important, and I need you to study it whenever you can.
Are y'all getting 9 points of intelligence?
And do not give it to anyone else at all. This is between you and me.
No problem.
And I'm going to hand him a scroll, like a rolled up piece of paper.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to have a gold seal on it.
Nice.
Okay.
And, Jake, do you have your phone on you?
Yes.
I'll go ahead and message you what I just gave you.
Okay.
God, I hope this is a gag. I hope it says boom or it blows up or something.
No, it's probably an invitation to Kavir's birthday party, and Adrian Ragnick are
At
not
all.
invited.
Townside undesirable.
And, I'm going to send that to David, too, since he needs
Alright. Appreciate that.
Okay.
Woo.
Yeah, received.
Okay. I'm going to look at him and be like, it shouldn't take too long to understand the basics, but it is very important that you learn
Alright.
that. I always tell the truth, especially when I lie. And then I'm going to go back to the party and put on the professional face again.
Okay.
Alright. Nice continuing on. Alec walks forward and... You guys are welcome to stay here for the night. It is night in Borovia, and it is not good to be on the road in the open night.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you. Is there a good place I can set up my tent?
He points to there's a number of tents set up around the way. He's like, over there. So he says you can set up the tent around the other tents if you wish.
Okay.
Tent
Adrian
farm.
will get up. She'll say, Irina, I have a 2-person tent, so if you want, you can sleep in the tent with me.
She nods and quickly latches onto you again like always.
Okay. Okay, I just had a flashback. To when Bubba was my DM, and I played a Dampier Paladin, and she offered to let the NPC sleep in the same room as her, and then Bubba made me roll a will save not to bite the NPC during the night, and I rolled a 1.
Nice.
And then someone had to use a hero point.
I forgot about that.
Oh,
I forgot about those will saves. Those are amazing.
Nice.
Oh, my poor paladin. She tried so hard to be good.
Oh man.
But that's the kind of DM that Bubba is, for anyone who hasn't played under him, so...
Oh yeah.
Oh no, we all know how Bubba
I'm
is.
a horrible person.
So, alright, Adri and Irina, I guess, will go off to set up a tent for the 2 of them.
Alright.
I guess that I will speak to Chinicote and the professional, so I guess we should set up watches for the night.
Alright.
Because while these people are very welcoming, I not trust them much further than I can throw them. And I can throw people pretty far.
As we saw. You've demonstrated that. And you're pretty accurate.
You should get a pointy hat.
I was number 1 in dwarf tossing. So yeah, I'm still gonna sit around the fire, and I'm
All right.
I'm really trying to tell stories to show that we are able to combat the darkness, and you know,
We can outrun the darkness,
try
too.
to drop hints of, you know, anything that would help us fight the darkness would be appreciated, but I'm not going to make it blatantly obvious.
Okay.
Before Adri goes to bed, since she didn't use that many spells during the day, can she just kind of glance around to see if there's anyone wounded that she can, like, cast a Cure Wounds on or anything?
She doesn't see anyone actually wounded there. Most of them are pretty healthy, pretty good around.
Okay.
So, pretty lively.
Alright.
As
Anyone-
Ragnar... Go for it.
Is anyone gonna talk to Adri about, like, going on
No,
watch?
I was going to let you stay in the room with Irina. That way there was somebody in there with her at all times.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to sleep before anyone can even ask me to take watch.
Hey, on the bright side, this time we can roll to see if Irina bites her.
Yes!
I'm going to the edge of the camp. Are there any animals about?
Yes. You
what-
definitely pick up some critters nearby, a couple raccoons, some birds, an owl,
Okay.
mice, rats.
Okay, I'm casting Speak with Animals. The raccoons need
Yes.
All right.
You got my spell,
I'm
buddy.
going to ask them. I'm going to ask them, my brothers and sisters. I ask a favor. Can you please watch over us this night? And if anything unnatural approaches, please let me know.
They nod and agree.
Okay. I make sure I get them some chunks of meat from the soup
Nice.
that I conveniently saved, I guess.
No worries.
I just like the idea of an owl sitting atop the camp whose head's just on constant rotate.
Yeah.
Before the professional goes to
That's
sleep,
pretty much what
I do
happened.
want to kind of corner him real quick. Did you happen to hear Madame Eva speak of sword?
Yeah, I hear things when people say
I
them.
understand this, my friend, but we have not seen any kind of active investigation to find said sword.
No, you didn't detect any active investigation to have such sword. We know who's holding the sword. It's fairly obvious. She's with us. She wouldn't give it to us. We have the other duplicate.
No, there is another sword in camp that is artifact to help fight Strahd.
I was under the impression that that was the one Irina
No,
was
there
carrying.
is
Since
another
we-
one that is in
Damn.
camp.
You were certain that there's
Yes.
another one? Alright, well then I'm gonna prop back up, kind of sit up for a second, and I'm gonna think about what he's saying. And it doesn't seem blasphemously stupid, so it's worth a look
That is
around.
the reason I was keeping camp occupied with glorious stories of our combat merit. Well, so you could do your investigation.
I can just walk around and investigate, it's fine. Watch. I'm going to take a quick perception check to try to determine if there's any location where it looks like footprints maybe have diverted, where they don't go to a particular location.
All right.
Or somewhere maybe where people aren't supposed to go. I assume it's a camp, so it's probably pretty busy.
Yeah.
I have a 24.
All right.
Yeah!
Do it with me, Deef.
You know, the best part is I got you at the top of my Skype, so it looks like you guys are trying to do this joint Super Saiyan fusion shit when you guys do that together. Yep, you just did it.
We should do the Guinea Force.
Yep, because I got Bubba, Dees, Rachel, Jake, and then I'm at the bottom.
Fucking way you're not looking, by the way. You sound...
You fucking nerd.
I'm still posting that picture tomorrow for you guys. Alright, you definitely see the foot traffic around. You see a lot of it stays away from the 3 carts that you saw Alec around in the beginning when you guys first showed up.
Okay. Hey, Ragnar.
Yes.
I need you to make a distraction, and I need it to be something that's big.
Very well. All right, I walk.
Can you scream?
Can you scream? The lead guy, the one that's been super protective of us, still out front? Is he still by the campfire?
Yeah.
I walk up and slap him in the face.
God, this is not gonna go well.
No, hold on. Scream werewolf, and try to rally the troops.
I'm no good at lying. What I am good at is hitting people in the face.
You can say werewolf loudly, right?
So I walk up and I slap him in the face, and I say, "You are the biggest, baddest man in camp. I challenge you to a contest of strength."
I'm going to attempt a stealth check while that's going on.
All right, give me a
At
stealth check.
advantage, probably.
He's looking at go for it.
I got a 19.
Yeah, you're stealthed. You're completely stealthed. The whole camp is now, the ones that are awake are focused on the half-orc who stands 1.5 foot taller than Alec, just walking up and smacking the alpha male of the camp in the face.
I'm gonna
And just a look of astonishment in his eyes is like, just looking at you like, too much to drink?
While this is going on, I'm gonna slide around to the backside from camp where the carts are.
Alright.
And I'm going to deftly and quietly lift up and try to see if there's anything over there.
Alright. As you do that, you hear Alex say, "Done. Table!" And they start bringing out a big table and they put it down in front of you guys and he puts his arm on it and he looks at you.
Some more.
Let's go, green man.
What is game? Do you see this mark? This is mark of
wrestling.
cord. You enter a contest with man.
Hey, you had a 6-arm wrestling contest earlier. You should be able to handle 1, no problem.
All right. So
No, those are just hands.
how do we want to do this?
Oh, that's true. These are attached to elbows.
Strength
Okay.
checks.
We just doing one, or are we doing multiples, or
Let's do 3. Yeah.
All right. So
Can you rage
I was
on
thinking
a-
too. It gives me advantage.
Yeah, I know it does.
Yep.
Okay, so every time we do a strength check, I need Dees to give me a search check.
search? Do you want me to use investigation?
Yeah, that works too. 5th edition.
So yeah, I look into his eyes and I say, "You are not worthy of Cord's might." And I enter my rage
Then why did you challenge me?
because I want to make sure. I want to make sure that you know.
All right.
Junakote's going to kind of position himself somewhere where he can cover Kavir if need be, but not like, just kind of like off a little bit.
Chunakote, you feel one of the raccoons tug on your foot. And they point to Kavir sneaking around the back.
I reach down, I scratch him behind his ear, and thank him.
Then he puts his hands up for more food.
Does it look like the raccoon from the Disney Pocahontas
Yes.
movie?
Yes,
That's
it
what I'm
does.
picturing.
Yes. Yes,
All right.
yes, completely.
I'll give him some beef jerky.
He takes it and runs off. Alright, Bubba, give me the first strength one.
Oh man, 2 19s. No.
Are you kidding me? I got
Plus
10.
5,
Alright.
24.
Jeez. Alright. So, as the strength contest begins, Radnix is pretty much owning Alec across the table. Dees, give me an investigation.
I rolled all 3 of them ahead of time, so
Alright.
21 on the first one.
Okay. You find 9 pieces of jewelry onto the top of the first one.
Okay. Do they look important at all?
Oh yeah, they definitely look like they can bring some money in.
Okay, I'm going to hold. Wait, important and hold. Wait. I said do they look important, not do they look valuable. I mean, I'm going to take them no matter what. No matter what you say. You can say that they don't mean anything and that they have dynamite on them. I'm taking them. But they look important.
No. I mean, they look like some family jewels.
Oh, yeah.
You're totally taking
not there.
David's family jewels.
Okay,
Oh,
so...
Lord. There's the
That is
face
22 face palms for Rachel in one game.
God. Doesn't stop.
You said there were 9?
Yes, 9 of them.
I'm going to take 5 of them so that when they go to move stuff around, it still jingles appropriately.
Alright. Bubba, roll number 2.
Woo,
I got
22.
You slam him even again, harder this time.
Yeah, you do.
Wow, that came out wrong.
You're thinking about Kavir fondling your family jewels.
And you're over here
And
spamming, dude.
There's Space Palm 23.
Yep. Alright, Kavir, next roll.
16.
16. You find a potion in the next cart.
Just one?
Yeah, it has a... You pick up the arcane symbol for fire on it.
Boom! Dibs.
So...
Okie doke.
And Ragnik, for the last... you won.
13.
You pretty much put his hand almost through the table.
Yep.
13? Yeah, you won. I'm not going to admit that last roll. Yeah, so... You almost put Alec through the table.
And I pick him up and I say, "There, little man. Now let me tell you about my lord, Cord." And I go into preacher mode.
He's like, "You weren't that much. Just don't slap me next time."
Very well, very well. Just have to make sure that my point was taken.
He picks up a full bottle of vodka. Let's talk.
Let us talk. And we walk off and we start drinking and talking
right.
about the good Lord Cord.
Yeah. So, and Kavir, your last one.
23.
You find it. You find a sword wrapped up in cloth. It looks old, like it hasn't been cleaned in a while, but definitely magical.
Sword?
Just touching it, you can feel it radiate.
A great sword?
Okay. I'm going to take the violin that I got earlier in this adventure, and I'm going to replace it.
Oh God!
Still maintains the same kind of area. I'm gonna set the bow off so that it kind of is long enough to do the whole thing, and then I'm going to take the sword and I'm going to kind of slide it back and put it in the very far back pouch on my jacket. So it should
Nice.
hang straight. All of my, by the way, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but all of my bags are actually sewn on the interior of my jacket. So it always hangs open, but I have easy reach to things if needed.
All right. So, you sneak out with this long sword tied to your back.
Okay. I think the smartest play would be to stash this.
In Adri's tent.
Why do you have to implement me in this?
Because that's exactly what he would
you
do.
slapped
Oh.
the guy.
You do. The sword is still in its sheath, so it is tied and wrapped into its sheath when you pull it out.
Okay.
Just to make a point there for that.
So it doesn't glow. Okay.
So
I'm going to keep it on hand, I guess, and
Alright.
I'm just going to disappear. Use my stealth to get back around. I'm going to take one of the notes from my bag, like one of the pieces of parchment. I'm going to scribble out a note on it for the duck. I'm going to roll it up, and I'm going to get up to the side of the tent, and I'm gonna take it and I'm going to like lift up the side and just go like that and be like, and then I'm going to dip off into the
You
dark.
hear a young girl scream because you just scared the shit out of Irina.
So,
Yeah, in your
Alright.
tent, Irina is just flipping the hell out as this paper hits her in the head.
Adri was probably praying before actually, like, going to sleep, because she's, like, that's, like, what she does. She's gonna pray, like, all the time, so she'll calm down, take the paper.
Okay, the note's going to say that that I had to do some what we might consider bad reconnaissance, some negative reconnaissance that might blow back on us, but I feel that it was necessary, and you guys will find me about a mile up the road in the morning.
Yeah, that's not sketchy at all.
Oh shit.
Is it signed?
Yeah, it just has an awkward picture of your face. You know exactly who it is.
Oh god.
She have, like, a duck bill instead of a mouth?
Yeah,
20 years, duckbill, big smile.
Yeah.
it's actually pretty well rendered, with the exception of the face. It's like big and rectangular.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay, let me get this straight. So Dees ran off down the road by himself at night.
Sneaked off, didn't run. Sneaked.
Oh, sneaked off by
The
himself.
woods really
Did
dangerous.
I see him do this since I was kind of watching him?
No, you fed your sentry beef jerky, and he totally lost interest.
You
No,
know what?
I'm-
Give me another stealth check, Dees.
Okay, hold on.
No worries.
Sorry, I'm using digital dice here, so it's.
All good.
He
Just by the
probably-
way, the owl has an 18.
He definitely saw me.
All right.
I'm surprised that I don't have Christmas lights on me. That was so bad.
So, the owl flies over to Chunakote and lands on him, and well, he doesn't really land on him. This is a big owl, so he kind of just like sits there and looks at you, just hooting at you.
What you doing, brother?
He flies off towards Kavir's location.
I'll jog after him.
Be subtle.
So, yeah, well, most of the village that's still awake is drinking with Ragnik around the fire, telling stories of Kord and how holy it is to be a barbarian and whatnot.
Right on.
Kron!
So,
This.
you almost hear Ali like, so what's up with the goat?
Goat, goat is my friend. Goat is... Every team needs mascot.
But isn't that the professional?
Oh, what the fuck?
I mean, he's the less warrior of the group. I figured you kept him around
No,
for show.
professional serves other purposes. He is very good at pissing people off, which gets me into more combats, which helps me fulfill my mission towards Kord.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I should have taken all their family jewels. Fuck them. I'm going back tomorrow.
Oh man, I just completely forgot the whole line I wanted to play for you. Never mind. Another time. Alec just nods. But seriously, the goat.
The goat is...
Did you really steal the goat
I
from
did
the
not
old
steal
woman?
goat. Goat is, Goat decided to come with me.
He just laughs drunk.
Wow.
Teach her own.
And I picked the goat up over my head. In a very triumphant manner. I'm clearly intoxicated now. It's...
Yeah. He's like, you know, the funny thing, we do the same thing with our wives in marriage ceremony.
It's a bit early to be speaking of matrimony, but maybe someday I find someone to pick up like this.
He nods. Just
Now,
make sure you...
according to the Vasanta, you're now wed to the goat.
So, Adri's calmed down Irina, and Chunakote is chasing the owl out a mile down the road.
Adri will fold up the note and put it in her backpack, and then just kind of sigh and go back to praying and say a few extra prayers for Kavir.
He needs them. He needs them.
They like me out here.
So did Kavir take the sword with him?
Yes.
You figure, what if some of, like, just to justify my actions, right? What if somebody decided to go to the cart and get, I don't know, a fucking bottle of wine, right? They find out that there's a violin there instead of their sword. All of a sudden we're in trouble, and we have to justify our actions. But if I'm already gone, then who knows?
Then it's obviously the person who's
Right.
missing.
Or we could have
Took
just
it.
listened to what Madame Eva was telling
It's
us.
gonna be
Or we
obvious
could have just
when
listened to
she
what
said me
Madame
that.
Eva was telling us, that nobody knew the sword was there.
Oh, hey, I didn't listen to that because I was gone
Right.
out of the tent. Whoops.
Oh, this is too early in game for me to play this card. So
You love cards, man.
yeah, I do.
Oh, yeah.
So you guys, you find Kavir a mile down the road. Well, let me phrase this. Kavir, I'm assuming, is hiding a mile down the road. He's not going to be in the open, right?
Yeah, probably hiding. But that
So you see this owl.
I'm gonna be like, shoo! Get out of here, Al! Get out of here!
I need to do that as something else. But so you see.
Get out of here, wife. I'm leaving that in just so Mo can hear it later, and your ass is grass.
Hey, there we go.
I love you, Bubba. I appreciate that comment. We know you in the room.
Okay, so this owl looks like he's
Yeah.
spotted.
Well, it doesn't spot you now, but
Fucking spot it out.
you see this owl flying down the road. You see this Indian wizard chasing it, following it pretty fast.
Huh. Yes.
Huh.
Are they looking like they're gonna pass me, or are they looking like they're coming to me?
Well, they don't see you, but the owl definitely stops right close to where you were, and he begins to circle around.
Okay, I'm going to step out from kind of the shadows where I'm kind of hunched over, and I'm going to kind of give him the like couple finger salute, like, hey, what's up?
What did you do now?
I financed our revolution. No,
That's a good thing.
I was looking for that sword and I found it. But I wanted to make sure that nobody went to look for their other things that had gone missing.
Oh, the other things.
Yeah,
The
Yep.
other things. Oh. What other things?
I don't know. It's so confusing. It was all a blur.
Well, how about we clarify this, shall we?
Sure. Okay.
I mean, they were kind enough to invite us there. I mean, we have certain, like, obligations as guests. Like,
no,
not,
you have
not to be dicks.
That's not even remotely true. Look, I was just there, and I've been a total dick. See? It's super easy. Anyway, we'll be out here. We'll be fine. What is morning like? Hours?
I have nothing to fear in the woods.
Me neither. See, we're besties. Everything's fine.
We got a kleptomaniac and a murder hobo. What could go wrong?
Not klepto. In all fairness, I left 4 families with their jewels.
So I'm assuming I'm going to get my share now.
Of course. I took 2 sets of family jewels. You get one, I get the other.
All right.
And I'm going to hand him 1 pair of the jewels.
While he hides the other 4.
Wait a minute. I said 2. He doesn't know 4.
I know.
Yeah, my character does not know that.
Right.
I know. I'm just saying that out of game so everyone else can hear and play as players.
And I'm gonna look up towards the owl, and I'm gonna be like, "You better shut the fuck up." You better not say anything."
The owl kind of just like looks at you all like, huh? And flies off.
I'm gonna make a note to self: get Jerky to bribe sentries.
So it's around 2 in the morning right now. Go for it.
What type of jewelry is this?
You see it as silver rings with expensive stones in them. You see a necklace and some earrings. It seems to be a set. A silver necklace with a locket, earrings, and then the silver ring with a stone.
Now look, you can use that to rebuild a church if you wanted to. These people were just leaving it in a cart. It wasn't even appreciated. This could do real good for people.
I'm not above turning a profit, Kavir. That's not a problem.
Okay.
Ooh, the real side of Chunicote comes out.
Oh,
5 minutes alone with me.
He's never been against taking loot. He looted Rita's house. He got like 60 gold worth of stuff there.
Yep.
See,
You know,
the
but
way
she-
that I
she-
always
she gave the okay.
the way that I justify this type of thing, right, is that we're saving the entire land. We're helping all of these people. The least that we should get out of it is compensation, fair compensation for saving these people's lives and land. We cured a woman of werewolfism. What's the going rate on werewolf cure?
I don't think that's something you can put a price on.
You're right, it's invaluable. We can charge anything we want.
Just try and keep yourself out of too much trouble.
I am desperately trying. That's why I got out of there.
So are you guys gonna set up tent down there, camp down there, or?
Sure.
All right, Chunicote.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, look, if we get caught, we can just say that we went looking for the guy. We saw him, and he ran. And we were the only ones fast enough to catch him. You with your wolf feet, and me with my oversized brain that connects to my normal human feet.
I don't know what the fuck that was, but
I don't even get that. That don't even make sense, man.
Oh, I want a diplomacy check on it just in case.
Ragnar's gonna make up his bed in front of Adri's tent, just to kind of keep watch over there.
But yeah, we got our story. We get caught. Yeah, he dropped this when he was running. We got it for you at least. Thanks. Okay.
Adri will hear the noise of Ragnak outside the tent. Just say, Ragnak, is that you?
Duh.
Can you look at this? And she'll like poke the note out, and then like
Forget
when
Ragnar can't read.
I open it up.
She's gonna point,
I open it up and look at it.
She's gonna point at the drawing. She's gonna point at the drawing. She goes, "Does that look like me?"
This looks like Mr. Professional's drawings.
Yeah, but that doesn't look like me, right?
No. Do you want a deception on
That was a
that?
slow response.
Yes. Yes, give me a deception on that.
Oh,
Oh, 21.
Oh, yeah,
yes.
he pulls it off, he lied right to your face.
All right.
Oh my
Thank you.
god.
Thank you.
See, look at this. I'm teaching. I've got one guy stealing stuff with me and making a break for it. And then another person straight up lying, and I got to make a cool joke about Adri's huge rectangular head. It's excellent.
Folks.
So she'll take the note back. She'll be like, and she'll kind of say this kind of quietly. She'll be like, Kavir's, the note says he's gonna sleep in the woods or something, so I guess we'll meet up with him tomorrow.
Okay, good. Seems as though we are going to find new entering party tomorrow.
Yeah, if he's a werewolf tomorrow, I don't really want to travel with him.
Understood.
Okay. Alright, well, good
Good
night.
night. And I'll say a prayer to Cord before I go to sleep.
All right.
A little lycanthropy and your friends all ditch you. Look at that.
Dude, it's like
Yeah.
meth, man. I just can't be around that shit. I'm sorry.
If I become a wolf, me and Shunakote will be best bros.
That's one of Junakote's goals, is to be able to shapeshift.
Oh, now that you told me.
That's one of his long-term goals. He wants to be able to commune with the wolf spirit enough to take the form.
All right. Well, depending on how you guys deal with the beast, we'll see how it goes.
Uh-oh.
I'm still searching for my familiar / animal companion too.
All right.
You could always use El Nino over there.
No, it's got to be a wolf.
All right. I'm making
The
note of that
totem
right
spirit
now.
thing. The whole totem spirit thing.
I'm gonna, as we're kind of hanging out, I'm gonna light up my pipe. And I'm gonna hand it to Shunakote.
Yeah, I'll take a hit.
It's exceptionally
Okay,
strong,
now everybody
by the
be
way.
quiet and let Deese's bong noise take
Okay.
over for a minute.
Yeah. I'm not hearing it now.
Damn it.
Ah,
I heard it.
one time we
Always
needed the
beginning.
bong noise.
So, you guys looked out. I rolled on the random encounter table and nothing popped up.
Aw.
I'm upset.
You're the
Living
DM.
well.
You can fudge that.
Yes, I know, but I already got some of the special plans, so.
Also, David, because Adri is an elf, she doesn't actually sleep.
No,
She
you
just
have a.
meditate for
Yeah, you
4
have that
hours.
reverie.
So she just meditates for 4 hours, and that's like 8 hours of sleep.
Alright,
So
don't worry. Sweetness,
Just-
sweetness.
just in case anyone like tries to creep around her tent or anything.
Dude, I'm afraid of what Bubba did to you in those other campaigns. You keep talking about how you're fully clothed and, no one's creeping around you. Dude, man, you must have some really fucked up
Most
DMs.
of the people that I've played like D&D and Pathfinder with has been like Bubba or Marines or like just
Oh,
like,
God.
people like that. Those are all of like the people I end up playing like D&D and Pathfinder with.
Good times.
I like how that's the equivalent. You're like a bunch of Marines or Bubba.
Just military people, like that's like
Omna, baby. Omna. One-man national asset.
Oh, God. Well, that explains everything there.
Oh,
I'm not sure if I'm gonna. I'm not sure if for the weekly comic I'm gonna draw Adrian with a rectangular head yet. I'm still decided.
Oh,
I'm
God.
over here sketching up like diagrams of how rectangular I can make this head without it looking really weird.
So, sunrise comes up. Chunakote and Kavir have a uneventful night. You guys wake up and you guys can hear water nearby. So,
Now, David, you can't tell us that
Yes.
the woods are so fucking dangerous and then let these guys have uneventful nights. Now we're not scared of the woods. Just letting you know.
all right, no worries.
He's like, I'm gonna nip that right in the bud.
Except Bubba seems to have lost his goat because he never told me what he did with it.
It's right there
last night.
beside my head. Dude, it sleeps beside me. I had it next to me. I said I lifted it up at the campfire. The goat is always by my side unless I distinctly say otherwise. And if you kill the
Right,
goat, remember who edits this shit. I will edit that clean the fuck out. Just letting you know.
All right. So you wake up to the goat. He's headbutting you over and over again.
I grab it by the horn. Please, do not do this. I feel kind of bad this morning.
You look around, you see all the Vistani gone.
Of course they are. Very quiet, very sneaky motherfuckers.
Adri,
Yes?
did you hear our campmates leave?
Would I have heard that since I don't actually sleep?
You might have heard some rustling, but they cleaned up pretty quick and got out quietly.
I heard some noises. Are they all gone? She'll open up the tent and look out.
They are indeed.
They're really quiet then because it didn't sound like they were all leaving.
I wonder how Kavir and
I don't know.
Chunakote made out through the night.
I don't know. Should we have breakfast before we go
Yeah.
find them?
Yes, we should. I'm gonna break out some rations.
Yeah, they'll be fine. They'll be fine. Let's have some omelets.
These people.
Break out some rations and
I feel the love.
Yeah.
Adri and Irina.
Yeah. We'll make some breakfast, but before we actually eat, Adri will take Irina's hand in one hand and Ragnar's hand
And
in the other hand.
I'm gonna grab
her head.
Irina's and we'll bow.
And I wrote out some prayers, but
Yes.
and
They were
Adri
plotting this, guys. They were plotting this.
Adri will say, "Bless us, O celestial voice, and guide us to bring light and peace to this land. Let this meal among friends strengthen us for the trials ahead."
Among friend.
Blessings be to Cord.
No, Irina's there too.
I was just picturing the three of you bowing your heads in some Three Stooges routine where you all clump together.
Blessings be to Cord.
And then,
And then I dig in.
alright.
So as they're eating breakfast, Chunakote and Kavir, you guys wake up. You guys hear semi-nature around you.
Semi.
The fog is... it's pretty quiet. You'll hear something chirp every now and then, but definitely not the activity last night. Definitely not the animals around that Chunakote was able to pull from last night. The fog seems resettled around the deep part of the woods around you guys. It's off the road where it's not near you, but you can definitely feel its presence again.
I'm gonna do a quick perception check.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that.
Alright.
I'm gonna do a perception first and an investigation directly after. The perception check is going to be for anything that seems out of the ordinary, and the investigation check is going to be for the ground around us to see if there's any footprints.
Alright.
So the perception is a 13. Oh, and the investigation is a 23.
I got a
You know-
21 perception.
Alright, you guys don't see anything weird around you guys per se, but you do, if you guys look outside the tent, you do see small human-like footprints, about 3.5 inches long, kind of just in different spots, barefoot.
I'm gonna reach for the sword. Still there?
Yeah, it's there.
Okay. It's
So
up.
these are
Go ahead.
smaller than child size?
No, about child size.
Filthy hobbits is.
Eats them.
So that sword that I got, you said it was a long sword or a broadsword?
Longsword.
Okay.
It feels lighter than what you're used to.
Okay.
Just wait, Bobo.
I'm waiting. You're gonna give me that intelligence sword that's actually a gift from Strahd.
I'm going to, while we're still in the tent, I'm going to untie the binding around it. And I'm like, hey, Chunakote, check this out. And I'm going to
Alright.
unsheath it about halfway.
Alright, as you
Okay.
unsheath it, you actually see there's no blade to it. You do see the gap all the way to the... Almost like something
Touching my brain
to speak to you.
the rest of the way.
Already have...
Oh, okay.
Give me an intelligence check. Definitely.
Tuning, everybody. Just,
I heard water. I'm just...
can you attune something while walking?
I'd imagine.
As long as you're focusing on it.
Okay.
But
Well,
you can hang. I mean, you can hang here. I mean, we gotta wait for the rest of them to catch up. I figure it's gonna take them an hour. Since they're having breakfast and everything. You know, so, no big rush to reunite the party. So.
Well, I mean,
Well, we're under the assumption that y'all are dead. I mean, y'all went out into the woods after numerous warnings not to.
I'm going to let's leave the tent here, and I'll go ahead and write out a scratch note inside the tent that says "Go to the river."
Are you going to sign it again?
Yeah, I'm going to draw a really big triangle man, like his whole body's a triangle, with a really tiny little head. and then Adri has a really tiny body with a large rectangular head. And then I'm just going to draw a picture of a river and an arrow.
This guy.
Guy.
All right. So you guys head off to the river. You guys find a bridge, stone, real well made. It definitely stood over its years. As you guys reach the bridge, you guys see the road continues on farther into a fork in the road. But as you guys are just focused on the bridge right now, you can definitely hear the water running underneath it. It looks clear.
All right, well, I'll let you do your thing.
I really want to make it "It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia" joke right here, but I doubt anybody would get it.
The gang goes fishing.
Now can't enter the boy's soul without paying the troll toll.
It's
You
the
wanna get a fire
implication.
started?
Do what? Oh, fire started.
Say again?
Come here,
What's
you
up?
wanna, like, gather some firewood or something?
I'm actually really focused on the sword.
Fair enough.
I'm sorry.
Nah, that's fair enough. I'll give you that one.
I am starting to like Chunikote, but I am also a complete asshole. So I'm just gonna ride that wave out.
As Chunikote is fishing, you can hear the sound of a waterfall nearby as it spills in the misty pool, which descends into the river that goes under the bridge.
So we can see the waterfall.
Yes.
I'm kind of doing this to the sword.
As the more you focus on the sword, the more you feel that two words just resonate in your mind. Kill Strahd.
Okay.
And it's like the sword's pushing it hard on you.
The idea that I want to kill Strahd.
Yeah.
That's the spirit.
Okay. So how long do we have here? Considering they're still dicing onions and stuff for their Western omelet.
Well, it took about 20 minutes to say their prayers, another like 20 minutes to cook.
Yeah, Adri definitely did morning prayers, and she also has to prepare her spells.
So
Okay.
you got an hour and a half before they reach you guys in the morning.
That sounds good. Well, then I'm going to continue focusing on this sword.
All right. So as you guys are doing breakfast over at the old camp at Tesser Falls, anything Adri or Ragnik want to do while they're finishing breakfast?
Adri's gonna prepare her spells, which are gonna be the usual ones, except for that one I told you about earlier today, David.
All right. No worries.
After everybody gets done eating, since Adri cooked, I'm going to do the dishes.
He's just going to throw him behind the tent.
Yeah, that's pretty much. Like, boop. Done.
Picking up
Can't
dirt,
go lick
and
'em off.
rubbing it on the dish. Like, get the food off.
Actually,
Hey, here's the goat. Clean it.
oh
Good.
no. While Ragnik's doing dishes, and Adri's kind of like packing up stuff. She'll kind of like make conversation with him, and she'll say, "So, I'm sorry about your mom, Ragnik.
Nah.
Was it Was it
No,
recent?
she died during childbirth. I was too much for her small human
Oh.
body.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I am cause for mother's death.
Well, it's not like you did it on purpose.
Fair enough.
And you're doing a lot of good right now. You know, I've only known you for a few days and you've already like been helping people.
I have many sins to atone for.
She'll look kind of confused.
You're welcome.
and not your sins that occur with Mr. Professional. Even though nowhere in Bible does it say that man should not lay with orc.
How did you two meet?
We
It was a cold night. One blanket.
were in town and Mr. Professional come in and he was investigating something. I cannot remember. It has been many cases ago. And he was looking to hire somebody with my particular skill set. And he has done well in helping me interpret what voices tell me to do. So it is I keep people from smashing his head. He helps me with information.
Okay. Well, that's nice of him. I mean, like, you know, I also hear a voice, so
Yes.
I mean, if I can help you with that too,
I'm
just let me know.
I will definitely let you know what voice says.
Okay.
So your mother heard voice too?
She did. She heard one for a long time. I don't know if I hear the same one or not. I didn't start hearing this one until after she died.
Perhaps voice moved from mother to daughter.
Maybe. I don't know. Before I was born, she said it helped her a lot with helping people. Sometimes it knew things that would help her, and kind of like give her like a heads up or information on, you know, maybe something she was looking for. She said it told her to leave her village and go out and find some other adventurers and help people, and that's what she did for a long time. And she said she had a really good relationship with the voice then, but she, I don't know, she said that when she had a small army that she was kind of put in charge of, to help fight some undead creatures that were attacking an elven city. And it started giving her the wrong information, she said.
Did it give
there was
wrong
this whole-
information, or did she not understand information?
I don't know. That was before I was born. And then there was a whole thing with this other elf that was in her party, and she had to end up leaving her city, and so she blamed a lot of stuff that happened afterwards on either the voice giving wrong information, or she said that our family was cursed by this other elf before he was executed. It was a lot of stuff going on. But Madame Eva said that her soul is at rest now, so that's something I was worried about after she died.
That is good. That is good. It is important to know that the ones we love are at rest.
Mm-hmm.
Feel better? Good. I kind of slap her on the back a little bit. I guess we should probably go find.
Kind of like
I guess
stack.
we should probably go find Mr. Professional and Tsunakote before they get themselves in too much trouble. Or
Yeah,
to bury
yeah.
the bodies, whichever one.
That's true. We should
Sure you guys
definitely,
don't have dessert.
Such faith.
we should
such
definitely say a prayer for Kavir's soul if he's dead.
Absolutely. We will say, not only will we say prayer, but we will bury him in vestment of preacher.
Yeah, maybe that'll help.
Wow.
He can
Alright.
Halo will light that shit on fire.
spend eternity as confessional.
Oh. If you want to get haunted, that's how you get fucking.
Oh God. Okay, I'm putting this in the campaign right now. If Deese dies and you bury him as the confessional, he is haunting you guys the rest of the campaign.
I'm good with that.
You stop that. I will never play this game again. I got forever. That plus piece of shit.
Alright. So
Alright.
Adria will finish packing up and I guess they'll head out.
All right. Now, Tsunakote, I need some survival rolls for your fishing.
Oh, I can automatically do that.
All right.
Yeah, I got like all kinds of ranger-ass skill.
All right.
Yeah, I can like automatically feed like 6 people anytime I want. If there's like
Oh, nice. No worries then. So, yeah, you get your fish. You guys are sitting down eating, having a
Yeah.
good,
We're
old time.
eating well.
Yeah.
And they didn't say blessing.
No, you fucking didn't.
So, the time passes.
He goes hard ass a few more times. I might be replacing a fucking bodyguard. Just saying. He cooks. He finds fish. He's cool with splitting the loot unfairly and doesn't ask too many questions.
He's just not greedy.
He's not fucking an animal. That's a
Neither
positive.
am I. It's just heavily
Yeah,
implied.
Yeah, yeah. So,
You're buttering that roll, buddy. Let me tell you.
she cut her butt hairs for you, bro. She cut her
Hey.
butt hairs.
Oh my god.
A new twist on the old pig in a blanket.
Oh!
So,
Wow, Jake facepalm.
have I
So-
finished looking at this sword?
Yes, it is definitely attuned to you now.
Okay.
Can you summon a blade to under that or something? Have you tried any of that?
No, I haven't. Give me a minute. Then I'm gonna take it out and I'm gonna hold it like I would hold a dagger.
All right.
Let me go. Like stab.
He's all thunder.
As you hold it out,
Thunder.
you hold it dagger.
Thundercats. Oh!
I wish you would. You definitely feel that the sword is just beaming with goodness. Now that you're there, you almost feel like its goodness is actually going into your hand. Into your
Oh
sword.
God! I just immediately.
Yes! Jake! For the win! Yes!
Yeah.
Ah, we got the Thundercats, baby.
Oh, you fucking nerd.
Actually, got a Thundercats retractable sword. That's banging.
Yes.
Oh, dude.
The benefits of having grandkids. I have a lot of toys at my house.
So I drop it for a second, and I'm like, that felt weird, and I did not like it. I'm gonna pick it back up, and I'm gonna look at it and be like, don't you do that shit again. Don't you do that again. And I'm gonna swing it again. Like, ugh.
As you swing it again, you feel it go back into you again. It's like, we must free the land. Just resonates in your head.
Fuck this sword. Hold on, I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna try to project my thoughts at the sword. And I'm gonna be like,
All right.
charge them double for saving the land.
He's like, no, you fool. We must kill Strahd now.
You have no legs. You are at my disposal. I tell you what we kill and when.
And I will not light up as the Sunblade. That's you.
Hey,
Kill
buddy,
Strahd.
I'm a human being that didn't even know you existed yesterday. I'm going to continue on just fine. You're a sword sitting on a wagon until I came along and rescued you.
Oh my
You better
God,
get
he's
with the
arguing-
program.
he's arguing with the
So
sword.
now
Yes.
3 out of the 4 of us hear voices.
This has got to look so weird to Chunikote.
You hear the voice like, my brother
I figured
must
the sword
die.
has a spirit.
What did it say?
My brother must die.
Your brother's a sword?
My brother Strahd must die.
Wait a minute. He's a bat, and you're a sword. They're
So what is...
able to call you. Look, it's an inanimate object.
You are.
Yes, you are.
Apparently you are.
All right. Okay, hold on. I'm literally frazzled right now. Like, I don't really generally get frazzled, but this is really bothering me. Who are you? What? I'm talking to a sword.
Von Zorvik, the brother of Strahd Zorvik.
Right, where you weren't always a sword, is what I'm reaping from this.
No, he killed me a long time ago and trapped soul on the sword.
Interesting.
Dirty bastard.
So you
Many wishes, your soul's torn.
don't you?
Not really.
You could say, it's cool, I get it.
How's your friend thinking about you talking to us here?
So what?
How's your friend looking at you talking to a sword you can't hear?
Oh, he knows things have been weird since we got.
Oh dear.
But we must kill Strahd.
Yeah, but we're working on it, man. You weren't doing a very good job sitting on the back of a wagon.
And you're less than 10 miles from his castle.
That's true. Oh, you want to go there now?
No, going there now would get you killed and probably me completely destroyed.
Oh, so then I guess you should just trust me, and we'll get to it. When we
It laughs.
You know
Dude,
what?
even the sword doesn't like you.
You know what? And I'm gonna take him, and I'm gonna hold up the sheath, and I'm gonna be like, I know how to shut you up real quick. So we're gonna be buddies, or you're going back in this.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
What was his name again?
Sergey. Sergey.
Okay, I'm gonna call him Sword. All right, here. Let me just level with you. All right. We are currently underway in investigating a bunch of these sort of underlings, and once we've worked our way through them and given the people a better world to live in, and then received full payment from all of them, then we will go to the castle and kill your brother. How's that? That's fair.
Why don't you do it for free? Be a true hero.
Yeah, that's not. I don't see. You don't know me at all.
Man, I'm glad I can't hear this sword.
Oh, dude, yeah, you're living the dream right now.
Feel the goodness flowing to you from me.
Ugh, I'm gonna put him back in the sheath. And I'm gonna put him back in my coat on my back, and I'm just gonna take a minute and kind of like stare up at the castle. He said was in that, I guess in that direction. I'm gonna like kind of look at it for a minute, and then I'm gonna say out loud, "Could I be a hero?"
I mean a hero.
And I'm just gonna think for like a long time, for like maybe 5-10 minutes, and then I'm gonna reach my hand in and grab all those jewels that I had taken. And I'll be like, no, I think I'm all right.
The whole time Shunakode just looks at you like, what the fuck?
Actually, do I hear you say, "Could I be a hero"?
Yeah.
I'm gonna look. Okay, I'm jumping on this one. Yeah, actually, you could be. You could be a hero. You have it in your heart. There's nothing wrong with making a living, don't get me wrong, man. You can do that, but you have it in your heart to do the right thing.
You're absolutely right. I could be a hero.
Oh, God.
You could be.
1 second. And I'm going to run over into my bag.
Oh no.
And I'm going to start looking at capes.
No.
Oh, no.
Yes!
God.
You know what? Once we get... I have an idea. Are you with me? Do you want to
Let's hear
be a
it.
hero?
Let's hear it.
I'm going to be a hero.
I
What
think
do
you
you
can do it. I think you can do it. I think you can do it. Hang on, I'll be right back. I got proof for this. Hang on.
About this time, Adrian and Ragnick get to the tent.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys come walking up and find him.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce Sir Caviar of Barovia. And I'm going to pull out the sword.
Seeing
And it lights up the full
the
sunblade.
drawing in the tent.
This doesn't look like either of us.
Not at all. For a man who think is quite artist, he is not very good.
We get your cape like this,
Let's go to the river.
okay?
Right?
Get your cape, you can be a hero.
Oh, yeah. I'm thinking bright red.
We can do
I've
it.
seen a lot of guys with bright red capes. I used to think it flushed me out, but now I'm totally down.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you, it's the way to go.
Oh,
And
yeah.
heroes get all the chicks, man. That's what it's about.
That is interesting. I don't care.
See? Well, I mean, if you go the other way, that's cool too, Admirers come over.
Oh. Won't Ragnick enjoy this? I'm going to take a very noble pose and stand like 1 foot on the edge of the bridge and point the sword at Strahd's castle.
Oh, God.
Ragnick
I'ma
and
hold
Adrian
that
come
pose
walking up on
as-
this scene.
Verily, adventurers, how are you? Fine day we're having. A day for justice.
I grab Adrian by the shoulder and turn us around and start walking back.
As you see,
Ragnick, what's happening?
No.
Hold
He is-
it.
There's heroing to do, comrades.
That is true, Wolfman.
as you see this scene, you hear the sky just turn black and crack with lightning. And it begins to pour on your fair hero. And
Rain
That's
won't
neat.
stop me.
It's a good thing with capes.
Wash
you
away my
kinda use
sin.
them to keep the rain off you.
Alright. And there we'll pick up with the rain coming down, pouring.
Dees,
God.
stop it.
I fucking
Oh, God. I like this one better than the confessional. I do. I
Hey.
love it already.
You guys have no one to blame but Chunikote. I said I could be a hero, and that was it. I came to the conclusion that no, that wasn't for me. He convinced me.
I'm a bad influence.
That's,
Well, whenever you start doing heroic things, then we'll discuss it.
I'm gonna start doing heroic things right now.
Looking the part does not count. And no case. Once again, we want to thank you guys for listening to Freelance Heroism. We hope you're having just as much fun listening as we are playing. Visit us at facebook.com/freelanceheroism and leave us a like.
Our theme music is I'm What You'd Be Without Her by Dr. Turtle, used under the Creative Commons license. You can find a link in the show notes. Our cast includes Dees Cassius as Kavir the Professional, Rachel Moore as Adri the Wood Elf, Bubba Downs as Ragnick the Bold, Jake Sipple as Chunikote the Wayward Shaman, and of course, last but not least, our DM, David Walker.
Questions or comments? Send an email to mail@freelanceheroism.com. And don't forget to give us a 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. I want to give a special shout out to Nate over at Minion Works Podcasting for all his help in getting this podcast moving. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. In the meantime, the invoice is in the mail.
Looking to record your very own high-quality podcast? Check out Podcast Center LA. Mention this show and get $10 off your first recording.